Alright, Banshee Fever 750 coming at you with the quick installation of the Yamaha Banshee Billet case saver. I know there's all kinds of versions out there of this. Composite ones, aluminum ones, billet ones. I ended up picking up the billet one, but after I bought this I did see some other brands that they actually have a little support here that goes up against the case, so in case in case the chain does get wrapped up, it won't just shear off these bolts or cause catastrophic breakage here. It would actually have a little support against the case, but at the same time I don't know if I want anything pushing up against my engine case either. I'd rather just possibly just have it break and rather just have a pressure point poke a hole against the case. Maybe I would rather just this smack against the case in an even all around pressure. I mean but I've seen a lot of reviews on these. This is a cheap eBay one. There are cheaper, but I think I paid like 30 bucks for this one. So, and just by looking at it, I mean, for 30 bucks, that looks like a good quality piece to me. And I mean, I've heard good testimonials on this setup. I heard that they work great. So, anyways, we'll move on. It's not so much a review on a part, but overall, I mean, it is billet. It's machined, as you can see, CNC machined, and it's better to having nothing. So we'll try this out. This is my kid's Yamaha Banshee. Been doing some work on here. It's an 02. Buttoning up a few things here and there. It's got some fuel lines for my kid over there. She wanted the pink fuel lines, so I just did a bunch of wiring on here. But I'm going to see if I can make a quick video. I just went on ahead a little bit, and I went on ahead and removed the bolts. So basically this video is about installing a case saver, a billet aluminum case saver onto the Yamaha Banshee. So what you're going to have to do is, on the left side, sitting on the ATV, the sprocket cover, the flywheel cover on the left side. What I did was I took out these longer bolts with a Phillips head screwdriver. 1, 2, 3. So to remove these 3 bolts. Then I zipped the other ones off with a, what is it, a 5mm? Yeah, a 5mm air tool. You can see, I believe the stock ones you're going to find, these obviously have been replaced, but the stock ones will have, they're going to have basically this style bolt right here, Phillips head. So, but I got lucky enough. They all came out pretty easy, nothing broke. So once you do that, I'm going to mount you up here, get a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. See how that works. Okay. So next step, you'll pull your cover off and inspect for any damage or anything. This one's got the gasket on there. Everything looks good. Gasket's all the way around. Nothing cracked or broken. From what I understand, this is going to have to get trimmed down to fit the new case saver that we're going to install. So we'll figure that out later. But as you can see, that's what you got going. Alright. And you've got your flywheel and your stator in here. And it's probably a good idea to retorque this. I don't know what was done to this prior to me owning this. And I've heard these things do come off. Trail Blogger did mention one time that he had one come off. So I'm going to heed his advice, and I'm probably just going to go ahead, and when I'm done with all this, I'm going to go ahead and torque this bolt down and then just apply a little bit of Loctite on there also, just to be sure. Because I don't see any safety pins unless there's a spring in the back. But alright, so moving on. Alright, let me grab the camera here. And as you can see, inside the cover, this is your neutral switch here. A couple guys were calling this a shift drum. Might be behind here, and some people say it's a neutral switch. So to me, it looks like a neutral switch. But you're going to remove these 3 Phillips head screws, and I've already removed 2. Okay, I went on ahead a little bit, try to save a little time because I have a tendency to ramble on these videos. I try to cover as much as I can in the short amount of time. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. And then we'll start bolting this down. And all right, so let's get with it. These came off fairly easy. You might have to end up cleaning the, you know, being that there's chain lube and all kinds of stuff in there. But so that, what I did was, you see the Phillips head? It might get filled with junk. So don't just try to put your screwdriver in there and try to turn it, because you're going to end up stripping the head on that and then you're going to have problems. So make sure you clean these out. I sprayed some WD-40 in there, took a dentist tool that I had, and I, you know, prodded in there, loosened it up, and then I took my blower and I blew it all out. Okay, wear some safety glasses so you don't get stuff in your eyes. So that's how I clean mine up. Okay. All right. So, from what I understand, see this, we have to leave this here. This is part of the switch. You don't want to touch that. If you have an aftermarket cover on there, you leave everything as it is. From what I was told. So next thing, I already applied a little bit of Loctite to the threads. Okay, now we're gonna line up the bolts. I'm gonna line up the top one first, but you want to line up your bolts. All right, gently. You don't want to knock anything out of whack in there. You know, that plastic cover. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This didn't come with lock nuts, so I'm kind of just debating if I should just go on ahead and get some lock nuts put on there, or lock washers. The kit didn't come with lock washers. Do I need them? Well, I don't know yet. I mean, these didn't have lock washers on them, right? Nothing else had lock washers on them, so maybe I'll just go ahead and install them. But, you know, I've got Loctite on there, so, you know, that should do it. But in all honesty, I'm thinking nice lock washers would be ideal in this situation. But as far as clearance, we'll see. I'm going to button this up and show you how this is done, and you can put the lock washers on to at your own discretion. I may just put this on here just to show you how to install this. It's very simple, pretty straightforward, and we're using a 4mm to drive the screws in, the bolts. Now, my personal advice: don't just run these in with an air tool. I like to turn them by hand and see how far they go. Snug them up real good, and then after that, you can torque them down. See, I'm looking here. Yeah, see, there's a little. They're already getting kind of tight towards the end there. I'm almost half tempted to take these bolts back off and blow out the holes, but I'm looking there, and there's space for a lock washer. So anyway, that's pretty much it. If you don't know what a lock washer looks like, I can see how much time's on this video, but that's basically it. So your case saver's installed. I don't have the torque spec for these bolts. I'll look them up. You can look them up as well. A lot of people just kind of hand torque them in to where they feel, you know, good and snug. But that's pretty much it. The only thing I'm leaving out are torque specs, but I'll see if I can dig them up and post them on the screen when I edit the video. But there you go. And like I said, one thing you might want to touch off on would be, you know, if you're the original owner of the Banshee, it's fine. But I would definitely back this nut off and probably retorque it, or just torque it, put a wrench on there and see if it locks out. If it clicks, make sure this is good and tight, because you don't want this coming off. Alright, so I hope this video helped you. You know, everything else is reverse order, except for one thing I did forget to mention here is this may not fit, so you may have to trim this up. You might have to trim by, I think it was like a 1/4 inch is what everybody's talking about. So what I'll do is I'll show you my method. I'm just going to take my air tool here, and then what I'll do is I'll probably put it on a vise, clamp it down, hold it, and then I'm just going to take and whiz off a 1/4 inch all the way across the board. You know, you can put a little square here or something, or just mark your line. And it's just plastic, so you can just cut it like this if you have an air tool, cut off tool. Or if you have a hacksaw, you can just give it a little shot with the hacksaw. I'm sure there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. But you can also just, if you don't have air tools, you can use a hacksaw. You know, that'll cut through that real nice. And another method you can use is, that I've done before, is I've used like a hot iron. I don't have mine here, somewhere else. I gotta put it away. And you can cut that out. Worst comes to worst, you can use a set of shears. You know what I mean? You cut these notches out, and then you cut it through there. So, you know, just take your time with it. Don't rush it. Take your time with it. This is one of those things that it's kind of a fun project. It's kind of something fun to do. So have fun while you're doing it. All right? Banshee Fever 750. Feel free to check out my other videos. I've got other how-tos. A lot of my stuff's geared. A lot of my stuff's more so geared to the street bike powered ATVs. That's what I prefer to work on. I've got other projects coming up, but this is my kid's ATV. My kid wanted a Banshee, so we went from a Blaster to Banshee, and so just kind of going through with it. We're going to do some powder coating here soon. My kid just got a job working as a powder coater, so this is his first job. So that's going to work out really well. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on here the next few months. Banshee Fever 750, over and out. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, and we'll go from there. Banshee Fever 750, over and out. I want to add something real quick to that video. We were talking about the washers. I went ahead and took one out already, and I looked in my washer bin, and I found a couple washers. I found one for each bolt. Now these are nice, thick, but they're strong. They're light duty, but they're actually pretty strong. You know, like I would call them like a light medium duty. But as you can see, the washers, these are the split lock washers. I had a little room for them, so I might as well utilize them. You can see they go like that. And when you clamp it down, they flatten out, and it creates resistance on the bolt, so it doesn't come off. But as you can see, they work great. Put one on there. Remember, I got a little Loctite in there just in case. You don't want this stuff vibrating loose and causing problems, you know. So there you go. I'll add this to the video. I got a little bit of Loctite blue in there. I previously put some on, but I'll just put a little dab in there. Alright. You don't need much of this. This is all light duty stuff. Just want something to hold it, keep it from vibrating out. There you go. Just torque them down to spec and you're good to go. Banshee Fever 750, over and out. I might torque this one, I might move this one over a little bit. That'll work. That's good enough, see? So I had it a little off. It's better than what I had there, so that'll work. That'll be just good enough. Might center that washer a little bit better.